Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So for those that are not familiar with the Marriott company, Marriott is the biggest hospitality company in the world. We have 30 brands, and Moxy is our newest brand. So we are here today to talk a little bit about Moxy. So a little bit about the history of the brand. In 2012, the company started to do some research to understand the new generation, mainly the millennials, and what they want, what they're pursuing, and start to build an economic model for this hotel. In 2013, a partnership was done between IKEA and Marriott in Europe to launch this brand in Europe. In 2014, the brand was expanded to United States, and between 15, 17, and 18, we launched many hotels around the world. So today we have 57 hotels. We still don't have a hotel in Latin America, but we have 4 under design, and hopefully we'll have much more.
So, you must all be asking, what does Moxy mean? So Moxy means to take risks, to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you want it. This is important to understand because it is the brand identity of Moxy. So we have 3 major values: thoughtful. And you might say, why thoughtful? Because Marriott takes a lot of pride in making sure that we address our guests' needs. So thoughtful means that we are addressing the needs in the public spaces, in the way you sleep, but how do we do it? We do it in a very, very playful manner. Spirited, because this is the rebellious associate or guest that we have invited to basically another one of our brands. We have a total of 30 brands. Moxy is our baby. It only has about 6 years in the market, and we have about 57 right now in the world, 3 coming to Latin America. And fun, why? Because we make the public spaces very interactive, intriguing, and we have zone activations that Fernanda will speak further. So who is our guest? Our guest is the fun hunter. So what does the fun hunter do? It hunts for fun, right? What is the guest profile? The guest profile is not our average Marriott person. It's not the person that basically goes for a stay. No, it's going there to have fun. It's going there to play in that room. It's going to there to just basically enjoy the public spaces. So we've been very, very careful on how we've approached this room. How did we approach it? We were very serious about the design, but we were very playful at how we execute it. So who is our guest? Our guest is that millennial that is willing to there, and we've all been there, even though right now some of you are wearing suits and are very serious about who you are. But think about when you were in your early 20s, that you felt the world was at your feet. This particular brand is made and has been developed for this millennial. And it's also, in a way, the same as Kohler said earlier, we're thinking ahead. We're thinking about how do we build that next set of guests, and Moxy is a way to do it. So what does our fun hunter do? Well, they're spirited, they're adventurous, they're curious, they dare to do things, right? They're always on, they have very high energy. So this is not a public space when you go into this lobby that you will find that it's quiet. No, it's loud, it's in your face, it's inviting you to come and play. So what are our passion points? It's to escape. We're delivering on style. And back to what Kohler introduced at the very beginning, luxury. I think luxury today is defined very differently than in the past. Luxury in the past was about a certain level of people that could afford to be able to attend certain places. Today, in today's age, where we're really looking for experience, we're looking for style, we're looking to escape, and we're looking to play. Like Kohler said, and I think, I don't speak Portuguese, but I understood a lot of what she said, it really is about the pressure. It's really about getting away from all those pressures that our day-to-day living creates for us. So, how are our public spaces? Our public spaces are fun areas. We have communal areas that take you out of the expected. We're minimal, but we're clever. So for example, in our meeting rooms, we have spaces that you can gather and have, meet with others or even carry out a business meeting. But we offer you the flexibility of bringing your food in or having it catered in. That's your choice. It's not about the old way of doing things where everything was planned. Why? Because we live in a different time and in a different world where we want to live in our terms. We also have a central bar promoting interaction. That is our check-in experience, and Fernanda will talk about it a little bit more. And the entire public area has a lot of vibrancy, and it's really about engaging you and having you have fun there. Styling. We have something that we call the blank canvas. So what is the blank canvas? The blank canvas is our signature that allows regionally to identify this hotel within region. So I don't know Sao Paulo very well, but I'm sure we have incredible graffiti artists here. Or we have incredible artists that really have something to say, where that's where the artist should be in that blank canvas, because it speaks to the region and it speaks to the place. Creative Expressions talks about the way we curate art and accessories. How do we do it? We do it in a funky manner. We do it uniquely. It's not anymore about putting a frame up and having incredible art. It's really talking about the locale and the region. What is that region known for? And interpreting it with a creative expression through art. And styling interventions. It really is meant to feel more residential, but it's residential in an inviting and laid back way. So you were gonna see that the styling in these hotels are not stuffy. They're very laid back, and it really speaks to the region and the locale that the hotels are placed in. So play. We have games in the public areas. Why? Because we're here to have fun. We're very serious, again, about how we develop this brand, but it is really about playful. We have something that we call bedtime stories. So if you're lonely in Sao Paulo, like I am right now, coming from Miami, maybe I want to hear a story, so I can call on the phone and have someone tell me a story before I go to sleep. Kind of playful, kind of fun. Check-in at the bar. So we've completely stripped the formality of check-in. You basically come in and check in our bar, and you can have a drink while you're at it. And activations. Activations really talks about our programming, and our programming has a lot to do with operation. We are the largest hotel world company today. So activation and programming is very important. So the brand and the programming is very tied in. And when we are developing the design for the hotels, we will definitely be talking to the design teams how their approach to the design is to be able to activate. So we give you a little bit more than a room. We design for play. We have passion in the playground, and our playground is our lobby, and also our guest room. And now, I'm going to have Fernanda continue to tell you a little bit more about our brand standards.
So the Moxy, it's a very special brand. We call it as a selective brand, select service brand, because it doesn't provide you all the services that a hotel like this provides to you. So it's a selective service, and it's not prototypical. So mainly of the hotels of this tier that you find around there, they are very prototypical. So they have the same guest room and the same public areas all around the world. And we are trying to run away from that, mainly to bring the locality to the hotel so the guests can experience where they are. But we also have some brand standards. In order to keep consistency of the brand, we have some signature items that you will find in all Moxy hotels. So one of them is the exterior, the canopy exterior with the logo, the zoning of the lobby. So the lobby is divided into 4 zones. The first zone is the library and plugin, so it's a more quiet zone where guests can read a book, can talk on the phone. Then we have the welcome zone, where we do the check-in and where we have the bar. Then we have the food and beverage zone, where the guests can find the grab and go and things to eat. And then we have the lounge, so where the play really happens, where we have the parties and the hangouts during the day. And so mainly the service that we have, you will find in all Moxys around the world, will be 24/7 self-service, grab and go. This hotel doesn't have a room service, but the guests can grab something at the bar and bring it to the room. Fitness center, all the hotels must have a fitness center. Meeting rooms, but it's a meeting room in a very casual and funny way, with relaxed and unexpected furniture. The lift and the corridors. So the lift and the corridors are very special at this hotel because we also want to bring design to those spaces. So in a typical hotel, the guest room corridors, they are very boring. And the elevator as well. So at the Moxy Hotel, the elevators, they are an Instagram moment. We want to have guests taking pictures in the elevator and posting pictures of the elevators. So this is to bring personality to the hotel. And the bedrooms. So since this brand has a very small bedroom, so the size of this bedroom is 18 square meters, so it's very small. We have to think very well how you do this design so the guests are comfortable on it. So this is a plan of the bedroom. So we provide a 47-inch TV. We have a peg wall in front of the TV where guests can hang their stuffs. We have sensor light, motion sensor light underneath the bed. And we have this open storage concept in the room so the guests can have more space inside the room.
So the design approach. The design approach, it really talks about the history of how Moxy was created. Moxy comes from that rebel in all of us that basically comes to life when we're all about 18 or 19 and we want to basically defy the world. So it's about the Beatles. It's about being a hippie. And it really, when you look at our design, it really speaks to those eras and those moments where we really were willing to have Moxy, to speak up. So we play with the physical, we map it. Each property has its own unique geographical characteristics. So to the point that Kohler was talking to us about design, we take very seriously what that design DNA is for that locale. In this case, we're looking at Amsterdam, so it's talking about some of the unique things that Amsterdam has. Moxy pulls through physical manifestations of what that DNA or entity for that locale is. We also play with the social. For example, we do not have irons, which is something that in the Marriott brands we have within the room. In this case, we have an iron, a room that has an iron in the corridor. So anybody can go and iron at the corridor. But it's also a way to be more communal, to participate, to do things a little different. So we really take good care about focusing on the details. So when we're thinking social, we're really thinking of that time, maybe that vintage rebel time that we all lived in, and we bring it into the public areas. The local touch. What is the local touch? The local touch is really about the styling and bringing in that character and that design vocabulary that really will speak about Rio or Sao Paulo. And like I said, I don't know Sao Paulo very well, but I know that you Paulistas are very, very regional. So that is something to keep in mind when you're thinking about the local touches. How do you interpret that in a Moxy way? Then we have the lighting. The lighting is really critical for Moxy. Why? Because it really creates a mood. We have an ambience in the morning that maybe it's a little bit more relaxed. It's about breakfast. It's about like everyone just getting up and going out, whether it's for a business meeting, whether it's for a photo shoot, whatever it might be. But the lighting really creates a mood throughout the day, and we need to make sure we plan for it. And then the colors. The colors are very playful. They should be stimulating. They should be impulsive, and they should really speak about the place that we are designing for. So neutral palette, you can use that, but definitely have a lot of pops of color and layer, layer, layer with a lot of the accessories and a lot of the vintage items. an installation. We talk seriously about installations because we want the art piece to feel unique. If you look at this upper right, the Seattle one, it really talks about the locale. People there actually go and play by throwing hatchets. You know, it's something they do there. It's fun. It could be part of the art piece. So make it fun, make it instant-worthy, make it Instagrammable. It really is about bringing that playfulness in you. And it's about creating that experience. We're all trying in our luxury brands and in our luxury life is to really create experiences that are memorable. So I will hand it over again to Fernanda, and she will detail Checkin for you guys.
So here we have some pictures of Moxy hotels around the world. This is our check-in at the bar. So, and now with the mobile check-in, we already have mobile check-in in some of the hotels. We foresee that the reception desk won't be used anymore. So this brand, it's moving forward with this trend already, and we have the check-in done at the bar. This is another bar in Washington, D.C. This is a bar in Frankfurt, also the check-in. And the F&B of this brand is very special. And we don't call as an F&B, we call as a B&F, beverage and food, because the beverage is much more important than the food in this hotel. So that's why we call the F&B program, the B&F program. So this is an image of a lounge in Chicago. So the lounge is where we have the games in the hotel. This is a lounge in Tokyo. The workspace that I had mentioned before with very special furniture. It's a very casual place where you can gather, and we also can have meetings. Another image of workspace. This is the grab and go. So the grab and go is used for breakfast, but also using during the day. Some images about the gym. The guest rooms. So this wall is one of our signature items. So we have this, we call this wall as a peg wall. We have hooks in this wall. In some of guest rooms, we will see that we hang a table and a chair in this peg wall, so you can optimize the space inside the guest room. In this case, you can see the desk is attached on the wall, so you can open and close the desk. And those are double rooms. Since the guest room is very small, we didn't want to move with the traditional double guest rooms. So the double guest rooms in the Moxy, you will see, they are very special. So they are designed with beds to beds or with bunk beds. So we can bring the Moxy personality to the guest rooms. So this is another double guest room. This is a guest room for 4 people. This is in Moxy, Times Square. And I heard that this room is very used. This is an image of the bathroom. So the Moxy brand brings that industrial look and feel. So most of our plumbing fixtures have the black matte finish. And we have white tiles inside the bathroom. Since the bathroom is very small, we bring the white in order to increase the size perception. This is a study for a corridor and the elevator. So we want to extend the public space into the elevators as well and create different experience inside the elevators. This is the ironing room that Marisol was mentioning before. So it's a small room that we have at every guest room floor where the guests can iron in their clothes. Well, that was it. So I hope that you have opportunity to visit one of our hotels around the world. Thank you.
Thank you.